Yeah, okay. The pulse is still there. My God. The Leafs. They win yet another non-regulation game. 5-4 in the damn shootout over the Calgary Flames. They don't make it easy, man. They really don't. Up 4-1, you blew it. You win in the shootout. I mean, and yet again, for the 8th consecutive game to start the season, the Leafs have allowed 4 goals on home ice. They flashed a stat on the TV today, basically saying, well, not basically, the stats were saying the Leafs' goals against average at home this year is dead last in the league. That's right. It's worse than San Jose. Like, that's really, really bad. Let's break this thing down. And I thought the Leafs... Okay, let me say this. I thought they played a pretty good game. It's crazy to even think that. I mean, they held the Calgary Flames to, what is that, 22 shots through regulation, right? I mean, that in itself is very good. Now, you had some nice deflections and a bouncing puck here and there, and those find the back of the net, but it doesn't matter. It's still 4 on the goal card, or on the scorecard. Anyways, first period. About 3 minutes in, Leafs get a power play, and it looks like Sharon Govich is trying to pass it back to Rasmus Anderson, the defenseman, but Nylander's hounding him, strips him of the puck, gets body position on Anderson, and swoops from backhand to the forehand to the back of the net, beating Dan Vladar. And the Leafs got a 1-0 lead. An incredible goal from William Nylander, yet again. His 8th of the season, 3:01 of the first period, and the Leafs are on the board first. But we're waiting for that, goal right after. Well, 4 minutes after that, Connor Zary scores. And Joe Woll, that wasn't good. A little foo-foo shot that got deflected. It hit his stick, so it kind of fluttered on the way to the net along the ice, and he just kicks it right back to Connor Zary, who flubs it but roofs it short side. It was an ugly, ugly goal. Joe Woll does not like that one. You know he doesn't. But now we're tied. And that was 4 minutes after. Can we hold a lead for a bit, please? Then, just over a minute after that, a gorgeous, gorgeous feed from Max Domi to Calle Jarnkrok, and he backhands it past Dan Vladar, and the Leafs got a 2-1 lead back just over a minute after they give it up. And it's a 2-1 Leafs advantage in that third line yet again. Jarnkrok from Domi and Robertson. They've been money to the last 3 games. They've looked very, very good. And Max Domi's still looking for that first goal, but he had the shootout winner today. And you don't allow a goal after that, which is fantastic. And you got a 2-1 lead after 1 period of play. Shots are 11-8 in favor of Calgary. But Joe Woll's done, after that shaky start, he's done okay. Even though the penalty kill looks atrocious to start. Because you look at it, I think one right off the bar, and then it hits the back of Joe Woll and Jake McCabe. Great to see him back. He kind of puts it underneath Joe Woll and freezes the puck. Then he can't freeze the puck. It looks like Jarnkrok tries to push the puck to Joe Woll. He can't freeze it. In comes Kadri. Whistle goes. He pokes it in. It's obviously no goal. Is it a quick whistle? A little bit there, yeah. But my God, that's all in the same power play. Like, this penalty kill has been brutal all year, and it showed there, and somehow they don't score, and you got a 2-1 lead after 1. In the second period, they got a power play, and Willie Nylander comes down in an odd man rush and just rips it. Short side, was it low blocker? I believe it was low blocker on Dan Vladar, and just beats him clean. What a shot. Shorty for Willie. Unassisted at $1.06. And the Leafs have expanded on their leads now. 3-1 advantage. Awesome. 3 minutes after that, Riley passes the puck around the back of the net to the William Nylander, who takes a hit, and he backhands right in front of the ice to John Tavares, who fires into the back of the cage for his 6th of the season. Nylander doing it all in this game. Nylander and Riley grab assists on that goal at 4:45 of the second period. And we're 5 minutes into the second. You got a 4-1 lead. You're feeling good about yourselves. Then problems start to arise. Nikita Zadorov, who, if Calgary is out of it, please, for the love of God, find a way to bring him to this team. Big, rugged defenseman who can clearly shoot a puck and can lay the body. Just ask Tyler Bertuzzi. But he lays into a slap shot, and, I've always learned, if you've ever played hockey, if you're going to try and block the puck, block the damn thing. And right as Zadorov takes the shot, Riley just kind of goes up into stick position and skates right in front of Joe Wall. He can't see a damn thing, and it just beats him high glove. Riley doesn't skate in front of him. That's probably, it's either in the glove or it's just one hell of a shot and it goes in. It was a great shot nonetheless. And some people are going to say, we got to fight it on the screen. You shouldn't screen around. You shouldn't have to fight it on a screen on your own guy. There's no Flames in front. That shouldn't be the case. Now it's a 4-2 game. For some reason, I feel on edge at this point, but it is what it is. And then, 7 minutes after that, a point shot from, was it Uyghur or Anderson? I don't know, one of the 2 point shot. It's tipped in by, was it AJ Greer? And the problem with that is, number one, the fourth line is out there again. And the defense core, Jake McCabe, and I don't know who else was with them, over 2 minutes of time on ice at that point. And they are gassed. They are dead on their feet. Plus, they got the fourth line out there getting hemmed in. And then a gorgeous tip from AJ Greer. Right? It was prototypical of exactly what you want to do in front of the net, right? Shots going to the far post, you tip it, goes the other way. And it beats Joe Wall. Can't blame him on that one. And it's a 4-3 game. Shots on goal in the second period were 14-8 in favor of the Leafs. Problem was it's 2-2, in the period, and you have a 1-goal lead heading into the third. But in that third period, again, this is where you talk about the little fluff, the little stupid stuff. Was it Coleman, or I think it might have been Backlund, who tried to fire it on, but it gets tipped by Jake McCabe, and it kind of knuckles up in the air, and it hits Joe Wall, and it lands right down, and Pospisil, not the tennis player, bangs it in the 5-hole. And we're like, are you flipping kidding me? I mean, if you saw the replay, you saw Jake McCabe go to the bench like, are you kidding me? I think it was something like that. All right, why can we catch a break or something like that? And now we're tied at 4. The Leafs have blown a 4-1 lead. And then all of a sudden, Dan Vladar turns into prime Henrik Lundqvist, who was in the building today. The Leafs can't score on him the rest of the way in regulation. Shots on goal in the third period. 11-3 in favor of the Leafs. And we head to overtime. And that overtime resembled what 3-on-3 used to be before everyone started turning around and spinning, going back into their own end. No, it was 2-on-1 after 2-on-1 after chance after chance after chance. Nobody scores. We go to the shootout. Nylander can't score. Huberdeau can't score. Sharon Govich scores. Gorgeous shot, top cheese. And then Marner has to score, and he bobbles it on the way to the goaltender. Right? And then and then I think it was Vladar tries to poke check, and Marner pulls it underneath his stick and back into the back of the net. And you see Marner after that just celebration, like, whatever. Like, he's always talked about the Scotiabank Arena ice not being great, and it showed right there. Somehow, we're still alive. You always hear, when you're watching a broadcast, and like, Leafs have to score to keep it alive. And how many times do they not score? Well, they score there to keep it alive. Then comes Connor Zary to win it. Nope, stopped by Joe Wall. Robertson comes down, puck bounces on him. What else is new? He can't score. Kadri comes down. And I think every Leaf fan, including myself, was like, yeah, this is going in. It's Kadri against the Leafs, a desperate Leaf team right now. Yeah, it's just going to go in. Wrong. Joe Wall makes the save, and then comes Max Domi. Hasn't scored a goal yet for the Leafs, and he roofs this thing. High glove on Dan Vladar. Gorgeous shot from Domi, and it puts the Leafs in front in the shootout, and then Dylan Dubé can't score on Joe Wall, and he's pretty fired up after the shootout win. Look, they pick up 2 points. You had a 4-1 lead, and you blew it to the Calgary Flames. I mean, and you allowed another 4 goals. Sure, we can look at it and say shots on goal were 36-28 in favor of the Leafs. They had 6 shots in overtime. Joe Wall, as much as there were shaky moments in the game, 6 saves in overtime. Massive to get to the shootout, and only allowed the 1 goal and had his team prevail. So, sure, great job from Joe, but for the love of God, it's painful right now to watch the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, quickly, wasn't it nice not watching John Klingberg? He's out with an injured hip. I think that's what they called it. I think it's a mercy one. If you're looking at, if you're a baseball fan as well, it's the Phantom IL. Let's be honest here. He ain't playing. Jake McCabe comes back into the lineup, and as much as he was a -2 in the game and with a penalty, I thought look. Let's be honest. When you see Jake McCabe out there over John Klingberg, you kind of have a little bit of sigh of relief, but a little one. There's still question marks, man, about this team defensively. No doubt about it. All right, special teams wise, Leafs were 1 for 1. They were 0 for 2, and all of which happened in the first period. And I liked some grease. We saw some grease. William Lagesson tackling, was it Kadri after that, tucked in that goal. Bertuzzi got in a scrum. Gio wants to fight Backlund at the end of the period, and everyone's jumping in. Benoit's yapping, and I love it. It's good. Have some energy, have some snot, as we keep hearing. You want a hockey game, move on. But God, you have Vancouver tomorrow. We'll get to that later. 4 on 28 shots for Joe Woll. Not a great statistic night, but again, he's the reason the Leafs got the extra point. William Nylander, the reason the Leafs got one of the points. The first one, 2 goals and an assist, a +2 for Willie, 7 shots on net. Yarncrook and Tavares both have goals. Robertson, Domi, and Riley all have assists. You look at the big boys, Nyes, Marner, and Matthews, all three are -2, and Ryan Reeves, who plays a total of 4 minutes and 33 seconds, a -2, and clearly you could see it's wearing on him on the bench. He's like, I can't, what is going on here? So, that's that. And Jake McCabe and Mark Giordano, both -2s in the game, and no matter who's going with Gio right now, they're all dashes, which is kind of tough to watch, but, that's that. You got the win, you move on. That's all I got to say at this point, all right? Now, tomorrow, on the second night of a back-to-back, you're taking on one of the best teams in hockey. The 10-2-1 Vancouver Canucks. They've won 5 straight. They're 8-1-1 in their last 10. Thatcher Demko has a 161 goals against and a 948 save percentage. And the Vancouver Canucks, goal-scoring-wise, are first in the league in goals, first in the league in shooting percentages. Is that a little luck? I don't know. I mean, first in shooting percentage is kind of crazy, but 27th in shots on goal. So they're not getting a lot of shots, but everything they're taking is going in the net. 4th in power play, and they're 2nd in goals allowed. You greased out today's win. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Samsonov's going to get the goal. They're going to tend the net tomorrow, obviously, with Joe Woll playing in the front night of the back-to-back. I'm just going to say, we'll see what happens. I'm just going to say that. All right, so you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, oh, God, and enjoyed the 2 points, period. That's it. Hit the like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on this game. What'd you like? What'd you not like from today's game? I'll tell you this much. I love the first 3 lines. I'm going to say that. Love Nyes on the top line. Love that third line. And Bertuzzi is really starting to get going. I really liked his game again today. Back-to-back games for me. But that fourth line is a gong show, and your decor is very scary to watch. And goaltending, you don't know what you're going to get. So, here we are. Everything else stinks. All right, so comment down below, all that great stuff. Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff is down below, so follow up there if you've not done so already. And I'll talk to you guys Raptors Edition tomorrow night as they are in... Hold up. Where are they? Is it the last game of the roadie? In Boston, right. Saturday night as they take on the Celtics. Going to be a tough one tomorrow night at TD Garden. Like I said, 7 o'clock tip-off. And as for the Leafs, they're back in action tomorrow night in the second night of a back-to-back against Vancouver, 7 p.m. puck drop between the Leafs and the Canucks. Thatcher Demko is almost guaranteed to be playing, and Ilya Samsonov is the confirmed starter. So, thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and the result, we'll talk to you guys then.